Welcome, everyone. We are getting started. I'm going to wait for a few people to join, but I'm just going to introduce myself because I am on TikTok and YouTube right now. We are in Branding 201. I don't know if y'all have heard, TikTok University is like really jumping off right now. And I love this for us. So before I get into anything, I want to send shout outs to Dr. Barlow because she has started this movement. And I encourage all of you, if you are in whatever business and whatever field, to go out there and teach something that you know. So I have a few people in my membership right now for Branding 211. And I've been looking at y'all's answers and responses. And what it really comes down to is we don't have enough confidence in ourselves and our ability to tell our own stories. So that's what we're basically going to cover today, the branding foundations, because this always is about us at the core. So I want to encourage you maybe to look back on your own story, some of the struggles that you're going through, to try to decide, okay, this is what I need to be teaching. This is what my content needs to be about. This is what my brand needs to be about. So I'm gonna show y'all something. And if you're coming in, say hey. I'm gonna try to pay attention to the comments. I'm live on YouTube and TikTok right now. I see a few people from the community. Hey Chris, you've been pretty active. Thank you for that. Hey y'all, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, Bianca, right? Belux Bianca, another brand strategist in the building. Yes. Okay. Okay. So I want to show y'all something real quick. Um, let's see. I'm not on TikTok live much, so I'm gonna try to work this stuff. I want to put like a picture in the background. How we do this? Bear with me, y'all. I'm only 32, but I act like a grandma sometimes. If y'all know, let me know down in the comments. I'm looking for the green screen effect. Uh oh, that's not what I wanted. And as you come in, let me know who you are, what you do, where you're from. While I'm looking for this effect, I can let y'all know a little bit about myself. So I am Keisha Andrea. I know that's a mouthful. 11 letters. My mom made up that name. It was very unique. And I guess she knew who her daughter was going to be, because I am very unconventional, just like I said in that first Branding 201, HillmanTok conventional, very non-traditional. I decided in 2018 that I was not going to go back to a 9 to 5. No, no judgment against anybody that's in the 9 to 5, but what I find out is that most of us don't want to be there. And we only stay there for this false sense of security. So again, not coming for anybody, but I just know that most of us, we don't have a place there. We don't feel good there. And I'm all about honoring that. I feel like that's what my purpose here is in this lifetime. I come up from a long line of crafters and people that can do things with their hands. And that's why when I put out Branding 201, because I easily could have just said like personal branding, we're going to talk about regular personal branding stuff. But I wanted this to be geared towards creators and entrepreneurs because there isn't much spaces out there for us. So I'm creating that safe space for us. So if you resonate with that, let me know down in the comments. I appreciate y'all for being here. And yeah, that's what I feel like my purpose here in this lifetime right now. And this gets into what I want to talk about today, our purpose. Why are we here? So, I have an activity. This is going to be our first activity. And I talked about it before on my TikTok, But I always do this. And I feel like this is a way that you can start thinking about where you see yourself. So, do y'all Google yourselves? Let me know in the comments if y'all Google yourselves. Um, and I'm going to wait for a few responses before I continue. Do y'all Google yourself? Let me know. You have. Okay. Did you like what you see, Chris? You have, but no real PR. Exactly. So that gets into what I want to talk about. So when I Google myself, I'm grateful now. But when I started this path, like I said, 2018 is where I said I'm not going back to a job. I've been doing this full time for since 2018, and I was in business since 2017. So when I started Googling myself, I was like, okay, this is real boring. I don't like who is showing up. So I started now when I Google myself, I see a lot of, I'm a photographer first. That's where I started my business, and I drifted over into being a brand and content strategist. So when I Google myself now, I see things about my photography. I held an exhibit honoring my ancestors and the children that come after us. And this is kind of how, if I get lost sometimes, I just have to Google myself to be like, okay, that's not what I want, or I want to see more of this. So I encourage y'all to do that and start jotting those things down, and kind of make a list for yourself. What do you want to see when you start to Google yourself? Do you need to start getting in certain magazines? Do you need to start guest appearing on some podcasts? She said it wasn't much, just old info. Yeah, that's how it was for me before I started getting really intentional about the spaces that I'm showing up on and making sure I can have a track record of all of those things. So that that can kind of give you an idea of the vision, which is a part of that brand foundation. Um, I wanted to still pull up this green screen. Can you not do it once you start the live? Give me a second, y'all. Let me find this green screen. Because I wanted to show the branding roadmap that I have, but I might just flip the camera around and show y'all. Let me airdrop it to my other computer. Thank y'all for being here, by the way. So grateful. So grateful. Thank you, Dr. Barlow. Are y'all thinking about, since we have mostly creators and solopreneurs in here, or aspiring solopreneurs, are y'all thinking about creating anything for TikTok University? Because that's what this class is going to inspire you to do, hopefully, to put yourself out there so you can start to put something out there. That's my boyfriend in the background. He probably in the live right now. Hey, from the Bahamas. Hey. Have y'all thought about offering anything for HillmanTok? What are you offering? Riz Arts. Am I saying that right? Did I? Okay. I'm getting a little sidetracked, y'all. 1 second. That's your plan. You just need a little bit more guidance. Understandable. Take your time with it. Hopefully, this will be able to help you out. Vision in the Valley prerequisite to your other courses. Sounds interesting. I'm interested in learning more about that. I like the title. It's very catchy. We need a backstory to that one, Bianca. Tumblers and coffee mugs, like creating them, okay, art. So I guess I see where that's going. Creating tumblers and coffee mugs, that's amazing. Especially for people out there. I don't know how you do it that have crickets and stuff that probably has a whole bunch of dust on it that they need to wipe off. Yeah, that's a really good idea. Okay. I think I airdropped this. I'm going to go over this roadmap real quick. Merch so you can represent. Oh yeah, take advantage, because this is now one thing that I always recommend is that we hop on the trends only if they align. And this one was like perfectly in alignment. I've been scrambling trying to get this stuff together, but luckily this is something that I pushed off for so long that I had most of this content already ready to go. So this week we're just kind of going with the flow. I'm a Virgo, so I love like aesthetics and all that stuff. So if it was up to me to have everything ready how I wanted to, I would have had a presentation and everything, y'all. But we just hopping on this trend and taking advantage of it. So definitely put out those tumblers. September 15th. Yes, I'm September 8th. And I was also, y'all, I'm a reflector. I don't know if y'all are into human design. I'm a reflector, 6'2" profile. So it's meant for me to be a leader. And y'all, when I tell you it's been a lot of imposter syndrome coming up about this, and which also kind of ties into branding, because I feel like a lot of times we don't put ourselves out there because we're scared. We're scared of being in the limelight and telling our stories. So while I wait for this roadmap to come up, I'm just going to go to my next point. So, when you're thinking about your purpose, what do you think you're called here to do? And you can let me know in the comments what you think. And I see a few comments. I'm going to look at them. I'm going to check those comments just in a little bit. I'm just going to get these points across. So, what do you think you're called here to do? Um, you can let me know in the comments if you resonate with that. But I like to have you reflect on some of those struggles that you go through, because I hear this. I've heard this from a few coaches, and this has stuck with me. You are your first customer. So for me, I'll take myself back for an example. Um, I didn't know any business owners in my family. Little did I know there was a business owner, somebody I never met, somebody that transitioned way before I even got here. But if I felt alone and on this business journey, so I started doing all types of photography, like literally everything. Then I got rid of weddings and engagement photography. Then I got rid of lifestyle photography, kind of making my way back, but that's another story. But I'm for the last 3-4 years strictly working with businesses and brands. And I saw that there was a need for us to, when it comes to photos, I feel like it's superficial. I'm just going, there's no other way that I can say it. It gets superficial when you get into brand photography and all that. Like the look at me photos is what I call it. So what would happen is I would show up to photo shoots and people will be dressed up to the T, like dressed down. But when it came time to actually post the content, I'm like, you ain't like the photos? Like, what happened? Why you not posting the content? Because like most of us in here, we are like, okay, I don't know what to do with this. What am I going to talk about? So this is why I do what I do. And I found out, and I created a video. I'm going to put that video on my profile soon. But I found out I had a reading. I don't know how y'all feel about that, but this is my experience. I had a reading, and in this reading, before the reading, she told me that there were some entrepreneurs that in my family that had a message for me. And I know that sounds weird when people approach you like that, but I'm telling y'all, this is legit. So I had this reading, got into the reading. She gave me the message about these entrepreneurs. And it basically talks about how I had this line of crafters in my family, two people specifically. And I went to my grandma, who is still living, my mom's mom, asked her about it, and she confirmed every single thing this lady said in the reading. And it made me feel seen. It made me feel seen, and that I'm not doing this alone. And that's really why I do what I do. And that's my story. My story is also that I grew up homeless and from going home to home, like in motels, in hotels. My mom was doing the best that she could. She was working 2, 3 jobs. And most of us out here, especially in this economy, this is what we are doing. working 2, 3 jobs at a time, still not able to keep the bills going, such and such. And I said, I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. I've been working since I was 15 years old. Since Because my mom said if you want something, you got to go buy it because I cannot afford that most of the time. And understandably so. I love my mama to death. I don't put none of that against her because she was doing the best that she could. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try this out. I don't know a thing about business. When I first started, I didn't know nothing about branding, but I said, I'm going to figure this out. Because I, when like, let me be real with y'all. Right now, I am going through an eviction situation right now. But at this point, I'm doing the best of that I can. This is a economy that I cannot control. And all of this anxiety and a lot of traumatic stuff came to me because this is exactly what I was trying to prevent. Um, so that's my story, and this is why I do what I do. I can't control my situation, but when I tell y'all I work pretty much 40 plus hours a week on my business, and I do this because we can get out here, tell our stories. It's not that I'm not making the money. It's just it was a bad season of business, couldn't catch up, and now I'm in the situation that I'm in. But before these last 2 years, when I quit my job in 2018, I was working at a big tech company. Y'all can probably guess because y'all probably are on those phones right now. They were paying what's considered to be a good job. I was working from home, answering calls, people that were having issues with their phone. But mentally, it was not the right space for me. It was not the right space for me. It didn't feel good. I didn't like that I had to ask people to take off for work. My auntie transitioned, and we were the same age. We grew up together, and I had to beg them to let me go to her funeral. I was like, no, I can't do this. So I really, 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 hopefully y'all are taking something from this. I want to encourage you to get out there and tell your stories because when I left I almost said the company. When I left that company, I was making probably about 30,000 a year, and I was like 23 years old, y'all, at that time. Dang. It's almost dang, I'm 32. I had that just hit me like dang, it's almost been 10 years since I started at that company. But I was around 23, maybe 22 years old and making $30,000. That was pretty good to me. That was the most money that I had ever seen. And when I quit that job, I made the same amount from photography. So and it was doing pretty good for years and years and years. But the last couple of years has been something tough to navigate. But I'm still here. I'm still here because I know that there are people who can relate to my experience. I know that there are people who are homeless. I know people who have a mom that worked their ass off. I know that you have a guardian, somebody that was taking care of you and you never saw them because all they did was work. This is, and I see the talk with the TikTok ban going on that people are saying how creativity is a revolution. It is to be able to wake up every single day and do what you love. And for as being a business owner, you know, it's growing pains. It might feel tough in that moment, but it's gonna be something that's gonna help you along the way. Um, no, I am probably gonna spend maybe about 20, 30 more minutes on here because my charger never got here. Whole another story. And my computer, I'm recording on YouTube right now, and my computer may not last long, but let me check the comments here. Hopefully that inspires y'all to get out there and tell your stories. I'm going to show y'all this roadmap in a second. Have you tried cartography? What's that? I don't think I ever heard of that. Breakthroughs on the other side. Speaking it, honey. Speaking it. You show right about that. Capricorn, hey Capricorn. Yeah, you gonna have to get to the money, baby. Every Capricorn I know. My mama is a Capricorn. Like I said, y'all, she worked 2, 3 jobs. She gonna get to that money regardless. That's the confirmation for you. Happy to see that. Happy to see that. I'm reading the comments backwards. Let me go to the top. Yes, put out that. I don't know if you're still in here, Riz Arts. Riz Art. Am I saying that right? What's your name? Did you come in the community? I want to start knowing y'all by name. It's been a 2-year journey breaking down mental barriers and establishing a vision. I hear that. From what I saw, Bianca, I feel like you're doing really good. I think we got connected on the Black Girl Follow Train, and I feel like your page like really came up since then. If I'm thinking you are the same person, I feel like it was like real aesthetics based. And I feel like your following might have went up or something. I can't remember exactly, but you're on the right on the right track. Um yeah, y'all. So that's my story. Does that inspire you all? Risk like Chris. Okay, got you. Where you determine the best location for you based off your chart. Oh, I did hear about that. Yeah, I think I subconsciously did not look at that because I do feel like I'm in Memphis, Tennessee. I feel like they say Memphis is Egypt. I feel like I have a place right here right now. Like this is where I'm supposed to be. I kind of felt like I was reborn here. So I'm gonna look into that, but I think subconsciously I've been like moving away because I don't want to see something that says I need to be somewhere else and be conflicted. But I will be looking into that real soon. I'm gonna just go ahead and face my fears. Yeah, where are you located, Chris? People used to call me Clarissa Explains It All as a child. Okay. All right. So I am going to show y'all the roadmap. Dang, I feel real old. I can't even turn the camera around. Girl, get it together. If y'all have been on live, let me know how to turn this camera around. What in the world? I did a practice live and it was not like this. Okay, flip camera right in my face. Okay. So this is the brand strategy roadmap. I also posted a video that kind of explains this. And the brand strategy roadmap is a little bit of what we'll go over the next 12, 13 weeks. If you're not in the community, go to my profile so you can get in the community because that's where we're going to have discussions and where all the information is going to be. Oh, if you double tap the screen, it flips it. Okay, good to know. So, this is what we're talking about right now, the foundation of your brand, the heart of your brand. So, this is your purpose, your mission, your values. And we talked a little bit about this. And next week we're going to talk about your dream clients and your target audience and how to find them. This is the positioning of your brand. So the positioning includes your unique value. What makes you weird? What makes you different? What do you believe is missing in the market right now? And how can you fill that gap? Who are your dream clients? What goals do you have? And what's your brand message? We're actually going to talk about the brand message towards the end of this course, but that's the positioning. And then you have the brand persona. Now, remember I said y'all, I am a photographer, and this is where I feel like people focus on the most. I asked this question on one of my TikTok videos, what do you feel like branding is to you? And one person did respond saying they did think it was the logos and the colors. And this is what I try to kind of steer people away from and invite them to think differently on that, because when you just focus on the visuals, this part right here, when you just focus on that, and your brand becomes a little superficial. And we see that with Instagram, how nobody likes Instagram right now because it's all about aesthetics and it's superficial over there. You can't really be yourself. This is why a lot of people lean more towards TikTok. So I want to encourage you, if you think about the colors, getting a brand photo shoot, which a brand photo shoot is very important, which is why I still do it. I still offer it, but we want to approach that with a little bit more intention. Figure out these things first before you get to this part. Because if you're going to be superficial, what type of clients do you think you're going to attract? Superficial people, and they are going to give you the biggest headache. Ask me how I know. It's going to give you a run for your money. So do everything with purpose and intention. That's it. That is what we're doing here. Um, and that's the branding roadmap. I'm going to post that into the group. But hopefully that offers a little clarity. If you Google that, you can find that anywhere. I just put those in my brand strategy content plans when I do content plans for everyone. And speaking of content plans, y'all, so during the live, every week, I'm going to offer an opportunity for everybody. If you are going to stay here and be with us throughout the next 12 weeks, cool. But if you also want to work with me and you want to have somebody actually create that strategy for you, help you figure out what your themes for your business is going to be, what your purpose is, who your dream client is. This is what I do in a content strategy session. It's a 90-minute session, and we kind of touch bases in that 90-minute session, and then I go from there and start to create your plan. And I'm big on data. I like to have a balance. You got to be intuitive in business, and you got to come from a logical data perspective. But I am heavy on the data because SEO, and this is why I don't like platforms like Instagram and Facebook, because they haven't even started to incorporate. They're probably the oldest, and they haven't incorporated like SEO into their platforms, and they make it hard for creators and business owners to be on that platform and be discovered. I am very big on helping you to be discovered, whether that's trying to get on the For You page or get YouTube to push your video on the browse feed. But I don't try to offer advice for that, because let's be real, it's a chance of luck most of the time, and we really can't control that. We can do everything we can to make ourselves get on this feed and be more attractive, but we can't control that. When I create the content plan, I'm more focused on SEO. I absolutely love SEO. Like I said, y'all, I'm in Memphis right now. If you type in Memphis brand photographer, my photography page is either going to be 1, 2, or 3. Because before I got into SEO for the social media platforms, I was heavy on SEO for my own website. So clients find me on Google. So if I wanted to disappear from social media, I probably could. If I really ramped that up, I really could. So I'm very focused on SEO. So go and type that. Go find me on Google, y'all. Memphis brand photographer. My photography business is Photos and Phases, and you'll see I'm not just talking out my butt. Like, this is really what I do. And I'll show y'all the content strategy in a second, but I do have this offer. It's going to be available each time that we go live. Only when we go live. It's a pay what you can offer. Just go to my profile. It's right at the top under the HillmanTok University link. It's right at the top of my profile. It's pay what you can. Typically, this is $279, and it's starting at $50. You pay what you can. So take advantage of that. I'm only going to take probably about 10 people a month to be considerate of my capacity and me offering this free course over the next 12 weeks. For strategy, yes, it's a content plan. It's a 90-day content plan. And I'm going to show you exactly what it looks like in Canva. But if you have $50 today and you want to go ahead and I just got a notification that my live is promoting something. It went away. I'm not promoting. Okay. I don't have a product link. I'm confused. Um, what was I saying? Oh, the content strategy. It's $50, pay what you can at minimum. Suggested if you can afford to pay more, but it's really what you can afford. Um, so let me pull up Canva real quick so I can show y'all that strategy session. And like I said, today isn't going to be very heavy because my computer is on 35% and I don't want us to shut down, but I also do want to touch on a couple more things. I do have some prompts. Let me see if I can. I'm mad this green screen isn't working because I also had the prompts that I wanted to show y'all on the live to kind of get y'all to start thinking about your purpose, your mission, your vision, your values. Polls, is it that? No. Enhance. Oh, I think I found it. There we go. Okay. Let me. Okay. Can I? Oh no, it's too big. Shoot. Let me try to find another green screen. Thank y'all for bearing with me. I'm learning this. Hopefully, I'll have it together next time. Let me try this way. If I put my palm up. This looks so silly. There's a green screen where you can put your palm up, but my palm is up. It's not coming up. I feel so silly. Why is it not working? Okay, there we go. So here's a couple of prompts. And I'm going to say them out loud because I am live on YouTube right now. So, if you had unlimited resources to make a difference in the world, what cause or issue would you focus on? How does your business align? How does your business align with this cause? I wish it would stop shaking. Think back to when you started your brand. What started you to take that first step? Because sometimes we drift away a little bit. What made you start this? Like I said, I started this because I kind of felt alone in business. I felt like I didn't have the support and I had to figure out this branding stuff on my own. Fun fact, I actually started brand strategy because I worked with another brand strategist. We kind of did trade of services and she kind of got over on me. I told this story on my TikTok before too, but she basically took the photos, ran off. I drove all the way to Nashville. Like I said, I'm in Memphis. Drove all the way to Nashville. She paid for the hotel, and that's all that I got from that. And she was supposed to offer me brand strategy services. So I was like, you know what? I don't know nothing about a marketing funnel. I don't know nothing about my dream client. I don't know nothing about this brand strategy, but I'm going to figure it out myself. And that's how I got here as well. So, what emotions, experiences, or aspirations led you to start this journey? Think about, I wish it would stop moving. Come on. Think about your current feelings towards your business, or if you haven't started your business yet, think about how you feel about that 9 to 5. Are you really fulfilled? Like, I'm pretty sure when you wake up every day, you think about the life that you really want to live. What steps do you think you need to take to start putting yourself out there so you can start to live that life? Even if you don't have a business right now, because I know most of us are in these 9 to 5s that we do not like. So think about what do you feel like is missing? right now? Where do you feel like you would fit in if you were the most confident? Because most of us do have these blockages in the way. We don't trust in ourselves. We have imposter syndrome because we're looking at what everybody else is doing. So once you get past that and you are at your highest self, what do you see yourself doing? What gap do you feel like you can fill? What parts bring you the most joy? And what part is lacking or unfulfilling? And this is going to be in the community. I'm going to post all of that. If you saw that and anything popped up in your mind, feel free to share below in the comments. I'm going to take a look at the comments. I had high five. I know, right? I feel so old. It looks so dumb. Um, Maybe if you shrink it. Yeah, I should have did it before the call. So next time if I do any prompts, I'll consider that. And anything else? Oh, the belief system. So I showed y'all. Oh, I still have the green screen up. I showed y'all the roadmap, the brand roadmap, and visions was a part of that brand foundation. I mean, values was a part of that brand foundation. So the values, what things do are most important to you? That's your belief system. Um, so for me, one of my values is I'm weird. I'm different. Thinking back to Issa Rae, like awkward black girl, that's how she first started off. Like she introduced herself as the awkward black girl. If there's anything about you that makes you weird, different, and my boyfriend even talks about this a lot. I hope he'll think I'm stealing this from him, but I kind of am actually. Whatever makes you weird, different, embrace it. That can start to form your belief system. And sometimes when we start doing our business, we start seeing things that other people are doing, like, oh, I want to do that, I want to do this, and we kind of drift away a little bit. So when you start to form this belief system of all these things that you really value, the stuff that you are not going to change about yourself no matter what, this is going to be the core of your brand. So it's probably not going to be something that you're going to look at every day, but it just might. If you are in a situation that is not fulfilling to you right now, and you start to look back at this value system or this belief system, you say, you know what, this is not in alignment with me at all. Start to, hopefully, I am planting the seed, if you have not started that journey, to start that journey to become the highest, most truest version of yourself. And I think we're going to end it off there. I'm going to answer any questions if y'all have any specific questions. This week isn't, well, I don't think any of the weeks are going to be heavy because I simplified this whole process. So, because I feel like branding, there's so much terms and things like that that makes the average person be like, okay, what are you talking about? So I simplified it as much as I can. Next week we're going to talk about finding your tribe and your dream clients and learning how to find the right people for your brand, your biggest supporters, your customers, and your community members. Before we go, I do have Canva up, so I'm going to show y'all the content strategy that I include. The content strategy that I create for my clients. Let me check the comments. You have blue hair, and I I always mess up the pronunciation of Vitigalo. I don't know. Sorry, y'all. I always mess up the pronunciation, but I do know what it is. But blue hair, I've never heard. Are they associated? You have spots. Hmm. I love to talk more about that, but that sounds like something that you probably need to embrace. A weird, unique part of you that you may need to embrace. I tell my kids, if I say weird, y'all don't be offended. In this household, that is a good thing. So I'm gonna flip my camera again and show y'all the content strategy. So this is the content strategy that's available at the link in my bio. Of course, the course is free over the next 12 weeks, but this content strategy is available for a pay what you can offer. As soon as the live is over, I'm taking it down. So you can only get this during the live each week that we go live. And as you see there, we only got 18%. So I'm gonna try to make this quick. I'm happy you love your skin, Lena. Yes, I'm happy to see that. Reduce melanin. Okay. Thank you for informing me. So here's the everything that's included in this content strategy. The brand positioning that I just talked about on the roadmap. I help you figure out your brand themes and the focus of your content, how you're going to reach your community and the strategy for that, the creative and the brand style. This isn't my area of expertise, but like I said, I love aesthetics. So I don't go too heavy on that part. And that's another thing I want to clear up about branding and what I offer. I kind of help you with your message. How are you going to put this message out into the world and tell your story? This is what you'll be learning over the next 12 weeks. I'm not going to focus because branding is the visuals is a big part of that, but that's not my area of expertise. I more so go into the messaging around all of that and how you're going to put yourself out there and how you're going to reach your tribe. So just wanted to clear that up in case anybody had any questions about what exactly this branding is all about. If you go to different people, we do have, I think if Bianca is still here, Bianca, you may do branding in a different way if you have another background. But a lot of times, like when you go to web designers and graphic designers, they kind of focus on the visuals, which I'm pretty sure they have the strategy in the background. They have to do that in order to do their job. But I don't really focus on the visuals too heavy. I do create a monetization and a path to profit plan based on your gifts and what you do. I help you with that, creating a free offer, a low offer, a low ticket offer, medium ticket offer, high ticket offer. And helping you create a schedule around this. So on YouTube, I've been pretty active on that, and most of my YouTube is all batch content. If I don't batch it, I cannot keep up. And same for short form platforms as well. If I don't batch it, I will not be able to keep up. And I'm all about doing it in a sustainable way, doing business, branding your business in a sustainable way so it does not sacrifice your well-being. So I have to help you figure out a schedule, maybe time blocking. What days of the week can you really dedicate to maybe 2 or 3 hours? If I create the plan for you, that part is already done. So all you need to do is film this. And what does your schedule really look like? How can we get you to start filming this content in batches so you can start putting that content out there? So let's get in more into what this actually includes. So this is like a condensed version of a brand strategy. So this is the content strategy, but I include this in a one-on-one brand strategy. I go all in on these, but this is more of a condensed version because without this, we can't really get into the content strategy. Branding is needed in order to market your business. You can't market your business without knowing who you are. And branding helps you to know who you are and how you're going to show up, what your presence is like. So the purpose, vision, values, your tone of voice, your personality, your target audience, pain points, desires, wants. And I'm not going to show too much because this is the actual client's content strategy. I help you figure out your goals, that main goal, and then split those main goals up into 3 parts. Again, I said we try to make this sustainable. That's how I do that. We break stuff down as much as we can, and then we break it down a little bit more. This is what we're going to go over in week 4 of this class. We're going to show you how to create the themes around your business. So there's the community pillars, and then there's the lifestyle pillars. And this is for those of us who identify ourselves as being multi-passionate, multi-hyphenate, because in here, which is why I created this specifically for creators and solopreneurs, you are not going to have to condense what you do all into one thing. I am going to recommend that you create a personal brand for yourself. You can have a separate business, but create a personal brand for yourself. Where battery is dying, I'm trying to get through this. But if you want this content strategy, it's typically $279 and pay what you can right now. It's only as soon as the live is over, I'm going to take it down. So as little as $50, you can sign up for this right now. It's in my profile. So if you want to take advantage of this, this is also something I'm going to create for you. I send out a questionnaire as soon as you book, and that questionnaire basically helps me to figure out all this. Based on each of the pillars, I help you create a series on that theme. So a series, just like this TikTok University, that's a series. And if you don't want to do the TikTok University, I help you create a series so you can attract more people to your page, and so it can be bingeable so people can come back and watch your content. So this is me creating all of this different content based on this person's pillar and creating a series for them. And like I said, this is an actual content strategy, so I'm not going to go too deep into it. Let's see. Oh, I do want to talk about this part. So again, I help you to create a path to profit. What's your freebie offer going to be? You can't be out here creating content and not leading people to somewhere. Even if it's just a free offer and you're not ready to offer something to someone. A free offer, a low ticket offer, medium ticket offer, high ticket offer. I help you out with that, and I break each of those offers down so you know how is this going to draw people in. And I think that's all we have time for today. So hopefully this was helpful. There is one more thing that I do want to clear up about branding. Again, we don't want it to be superficial. When you think about branding, if you've thought of it from like a perspective of the visuals, the logos, the colors, the fonts, graphics, my tagline for my business is I help multi-passionate creators, solopreneurs, and I help creators, solopreneurs, and multi-passionate entrepreneurs create a brand that gets them seen, felt, heard, and paid online, and doing that without sacrificing your well-being. And this kind of ties into branding. Instead of branding just being about what they see, when somebody comes to your page, what do they feel? How do they feel about you? Because sometimes before I even open my mouth, my presence is going to speak for me. How do they feel about you? When you open your mouth, what do they hear? This is your tone of voice and your personality, and something that we're going to talk about, I think, the Afrocentric brand archetypes. We're going to talk about those because brand archetypes is nothing new, but I kind of reframed it a little bit so we can see the brand archetypes based on people that we know that look like us. So we'll get more into that in your personality. But when you're thinking about branding, branding is your presence. That's basically what it is. But your presence is not just what people can see with their two eyes. It's what they can feel. It's what they can hear. So start thinking about that. Yes, you're ready for the next class. Yes. We're going to talk about finding your tribe and your dream clients in the next class. If you haven't joined the community, make sure you go in the community. It's free. And if you're interested in booking the Content Power Hour, it is available right now. Pay what you can. And once I'm going to take that down, I'm going to give y'all probably about 10 minutes after I leave the live if you still want to take advantage of this. Maybe 10, 15 minutes. And like I said, I'm only going to take 10 people a month because I want to be mindful of my capacity. I also am a photographer and I have photography clients. So only 10 people a month. And that's going to be available for pay what you can. The minimum that you can pay is $50. I don't want to break your pockets because I know we're in hard times right now. So I do want to have community offers because even $279, I know that can be a lot for most of us. So let me go through these comments. I knew I was dusty, but I didn't expect this to feel brand new. It's giving freshman. That is hilarious. You know what? Y'all are really making me tackle this imposter syndrome. Because just like some of y'all may be doubting what place you have in the world, I've had that same thing. But when I tell you this is something that I've been studying for the last few years, and it's good to hear see this comment, like I'm glad this was helpful. And I wouldn't say you dusty, just a little refreshing. You just need a little refreshing. Thank you. Thank you, Lena. Am I saying that right? Hey, HTU. Yes, get it right. Okay. Well, I'm happy